Well, hello and welcome back to Macedonia Park. It's round 20 of the NPL Women's New South Wales as the Illawarra Stingrays take on Bulls FC Academy in a top-of-the-table clash. These sides are separated by just a point heading into this match, and with Mount Druitt 2 games ahead of them, 3 points is a must for both teams. My name is Tim Gibson. Let's have a look at the teams. And starting with the Stingrays, number 1 is Brianna Edwards in goal. 4, Poppy Hooks. 8, Siobhan Edwards. 10, Alexia Karastal. 11, Danica Martos. 12 is Annabella Keep. 14, Sienna Saveska. 15, Caitlin Cooper. Number 17, Adelaide Thompson. 18 is Sophia Christopherson. And 20 is Ella Giles. Looking to the Bulls FC Academy team, and starting in goal is Mio Namoto. 5, Elizabeth Gray. 6, Anna Hoggis Stewart. 8, Claudia Valletta. 11 is Daniela Naimi. 12, Jasmine Melly. 14, Patria Phillips. 16 is Isabella Coco DeCipio. 17, Janea De Santos. 18, Gemma Ferris. And number 20, Amber Lookmeyer. Oh, a swap of ways here for the teams as we get underway. Charlotte Flynn is the referee. The Stingrays playing in their pink, while the Bulls FC Academy in their black kit. And that's kickoff here at Macedonia Park. An earlier kickoff compared to what we see normally with the Stingrays games at Macedonia Park. And as I mentioned, it's pretty tight between these two teams. They're currently first and second, although Mount Druitt Town have a couple of games in hand on both of them and are just a point behind the Stingrays and level on points with Bulls FC Academy. And they didn't fail to disappoint in the earlier clash this season. 3-3 draw between the Bulls FC Academy and the Stingrays. But last season the Stingrays had a pretty good record against their opponents. They won 3-0 in round 8, and then in round 21, well, they ended up going down 2-1. So a confident win away from home before losing at home. But here we see the visitors make their way down the right-hand side with Naimi. Annabella Keep closing in. Naimi will win an early corner for the visitors. A very good run at the moment. The Bulls FC Academy had that slip up against the University of Sydney in round 18, but otherwise a 2-1 win over Spirit last weekend, and they won the 3 previous before that over University of New South Wales, the Newcastle Jets and the Northern Tigers. As we see a cross go in that Edwards has had to try and palm away. Adelaide Thompson can look to escape here, and it'll fall back the way of the Bulls through Gemma Ferris. Ball down the line. Here's Claudia Valletta, who does get that cross in, a header away from Poppy Hooks. And that's been won. A nice turn and a curling effort that will float wide from Isabella Coco DeCipio. But yes, 4 wins in the last 5 games for the away side. And that's seen them shoot up the table to just a point behind the Stingrays, who currently sit top. Here's Christopherson. Wide for Karastal. Karastal with the ball in, that's headed away, but only as far as Caitlin Cooper. Cooper plays it towards Edwards. And it'll fall back the way of Cooper. And Karastal is forced to go back to Annabella Keep. Caitlin Cooper. Nice turn away, and Carastal will pick it up again. Some settled possession for the host, but it's given away cheaply. Naomi will keep the ball in. Back with Ferris, who's played a lovely ball towards Lookmeyer. Martos having to deal with it, and Lookmeyer with an air swing as Martos can come away with it. Elizabeth Gray chooses to take it down the line instead of passing back, and proves to be a good choice until she gave the ball away. Here's Cooper back to Danica Martos. Now for the Bulls FC Academy, as I mentioned, it was back to winning ways for them against Spirit in round 19. They created plenty of chances, but were only 1-0 up at half time, and actually ended up conceding an equaliser in the second half, but did find the winning goal 77 minutes in to keep their place high up the table. One thing that has been a feature of this away team today is some really good goal scoring records. They've scored the second most in the competition with 42 goals, which has helped them put on some pretty spectacular scorelines this season. Style battling for the ball, but will be cleared towards Lookmeyer, who wins her header and can start to use a bit of that speed, but Martos is quickly back. Carastal brings it down nicely and finds Martos. Back for Carastal. Given away, Adelaide Thompson with an important interception. Caitlin Cooper can try to take it down the line. It'll run away though for a Bulls throw-in. Just on the Stingrays, they of course had that narrow win over the Newcastle Jets last weekend in round 19. They've perhaps got the opposite of what the Bulls produce in terms of goal scoring. They've been struggling to really put goals on the board consistently, at least in the last few weeks. It took them a while to break down the Jets, who had conceded 62 goals coming into that weekend. They did find the winner. It was Sophia Christofferson, who's just played the ball to Annabella Keep, who found the winner. Second goal of the season. And that one will go away for a Bulls throw-in on this near side. Here's Hooks. Finds Giles. Connor Giles, who's continuing to play in that starting position at centre back. One big omission for the Stingrays is Chloe Middleton, who's not in the team today. She played very well against the Jets last weekend. It was a dominant presence in midfield and won plenty of duels in there, but not in the squad. Wide here for Christopherson. Christopherson for Edwards, and they'll just run away from Christopherson. Jasmine Melly back there defending the space well for the Bulls. Jasmine Millie with this throw in down the line, but well, they will keep hold of it here, the Bulls. Header from Cooper. It's a nice ball down the line for Naomi, who chopped inside, but that's cleared away. And Phillips does get that cross in. It's laid back, a shot from Coco DeCipio, and well, that was a wild effort from the captain, Elizabeth Gray. It's turned out to be a decent pass though. Back for Melly. Isabella Coco DeCipio, who's had a couple of shots already, bagged a brace against the Stingrays in round 7, so he'll certainly be someone to look out for from a defensive perspective for the Stingrays. Siobhan Edwards finds Cara Stahl, but it's a bit of a battle there. Cara Stahl will carry on, and it's the Bulls goalkeeper Mio Nemoto who's managed to get a hold of the ball, slips, and she takes that, but managed to find a target anyways. Here's DeSantos. DeSantos still with it, plays a ball upfield. Poppy Hooks wins the head up. DeSantos again. Here's Cara Stahl. Back for Hooks. Cara Stahl. Good pass for Cooper. Loose touch, and Bulls could have gone away there, but here's Silveska. Wide for Adelaide Thompson. That'll be a decent chase, but behind for a goal kick. Free kick to the Bulls in their own half. Of course, it was late drama in that 3-3 draw earlier in the season. Elizabeth Gray for the Bulls with a stoppage time equaliser. And a chance here. Siobhan Edwards down the right. That'll be a corner off Gray. An opportunity for a set piece. Silvesca coming across to take it. Still waiting for the first real chance. A couple of speculative efforts from the Bulls, but nothing really of substance yet. Is that going to change with this first corner for the hosts? Silvesca's ball in, and it almost was. Gray's headed that off the line. Well, a bit of drama there for the Stingrays. The first corner. Well, just with their first real attacking moment, a ball cleared off the line for the Stingrays. Here's Silvesca. Christopherson. Carastal now. Silvesca. Here's Giles, who finds a nice pass for Danica Martos. Martos' ball in is over for our corner. Gemma Ferris able to divert that over, but it'll be another set piece. Carastal's ball in short of the near post, and it'll be another corner. Right on top of the goalkeeper here, and after that first one, you can see why. Carastal's ball, and that's a waste as it goes directly out. Santos can find Hogarth Scott. Cooper, that's intercepted by Hogarth Scott, and Phillips can turn through midfield. Plays an early pass towards Naimi, who will get control of this. Naimi plays a first time ball that almost worked out for Phillips. It's back with DeSantos, but that pass is unable to find anyone, and Elizabeth Gray can take the ball forwards now. Giles for Edwards. DeSantos. Naimi. And one of the more active attackers for the Bulls, and does well there, but Annabella Keeps managed to get back in and knock that behind for what is a throw-in. Melly, DeSantos can't find anyone. Hooks clears it further away. Hogarth, or rather Valessa's forced to go back there, and that'll be another throw-in. Well, the Stingrays, after that Mount Druitt defeat, have responded quite well in their last 4 games, unbeaten across them, a couple of draws, a couple of wins, and that unbeaten streak they're on at the moment is reflected in the table. They've lost just twice, which is the best record in the competition this year. No team has lost fewer games than the Stingrays, and this could be an awkward one, but Brianna Edwards has dealt with that and can find Annabella Keep. Christopherson, and it'll be a throw. Still so tight at the top of the NPL Women's New South Wales. There's not only four points between first and sixth coming into the round, or at least with a couple of games played there as well for some of the teams, but still all to play for, which adds some further importance to the result this afternoon. Is Gray. Good pressing this from the Stingrays. Races. Adelaide Thompson retrieves the ball. It'll be a free kick. Saveska for Siobhan Edwards, and that ball doesn't find Christopherson. Saveska loses out. Martos, that's a risky ball. Lookmeyer closing in, but Brianna Edwards won that race. DeSantos in the box. Neat feet. Giles clears it away. Jasmine Melly. Well, that's bounced over Adelaide Thompson, and they still have the ball here, the away side. In the way of the Bulls. Martos does clear it away on the second effort. Midway through the half, and probably the closest we've seen was that Saveska corner that was cleared off the line by Elizabeth Gray. So Stingrays coming the closest. And that's a free kick for the Bulls. In a good position. They've got some taller players that can come forwards and cause a bit of havoc. As mentioned, Elizabeth Gray scored that late equaliser. She's coming forwards for the side. Ball in, and it's the opening goal The Bulls have the lead. Isabella Coco DeCipio rifling that into the roof of the net off the set piece, and just as I was saying, we haven't seen too many chances. The Bulls have taken their first real one of the match. Claudia Valletta's ball in right to the edge of that 6-yard box, and was rammed into the roof of the net from Isabella Coco DeCipio. Her third goal against the Stingrays this season. And that ball towards Naomi is overhit, and it'll be a throw-in. Christopherson for Saveska. Karastal, nice flick, and there's a chance to play a ball through. Saveska could get it back. Here's Karastal, goes for a shot, and they can take it the other way now. Here come the Bulls. Valletta. Gray heads it forwards. Annabella Keep. Hooks, well, that pass just about gets through. Well, 1-0 now to the Bulls, a little over midway through this half, and in a game with a few chances, that could be a really important goal in this game. Here's Edwards now. Siobhan Edwards' touch gets away. And here comes Gray the other way. Valletta. Thompson's won that ball and can drive forwards now for the Stingrays. Space ahead. Goes for an early cross. It's a good initial header. DeSantos can play it forwards. Similar space for the visitors, but a misplaced pass. We'll see the ball back with the hosts. Not a great pass there, and a chance for the Bulls. DeSantos hooks with a crucial tackle there. Karastal will have to hold this up under pressure. And it's a play on DeSantos. Oh, it's not to have handled that ball, and it was play on. And it'll be a Bulls FC Academy corner. DeSantos will get this ball into the box. Of course, the last set piece proved quite profitable for the Bulls. Can they find a quick fire second here? DeSantos' ball in. Initially not cleared away, and sends over the bar from Gemma Ferris. Looking good on the set pieces. The Bulls, a couple now that have looked quite dangerous. Of course, one of them coming to produce a goal. Adelaide Thompson plays a first-time ball over the top, but not able to find anyone. DeSantos, nice turn. Naomi, nice one too. Ella Giles comes across to clear that for a throw-in. Melly's throw in, nice turn. And it'll be a corner again. Approaching the half-hour mark of this game, the Bulls with that narrow lead and a chance to add a second goal. DeSantos gets it in, and it's another header on target from Amber Lookmeyer, and that's a good kick forwards for Siobhan Edwards, who will battle for this. Got a couple of options if she can find them. That ball's misplaced. It'll fall back to her though. Shot is blocked. Cooper brings the ball down nicely. Good pass for Matos. Options in the box if she can find one of them. It's Melly who's cleared that away. Lookmeyer goes wide. Hooks. Nice pass for Carastal. Better ball for Christopherson into the channel. Bit of space. Chooses to take a touch and plays it back. Here's Carastal. Finds Adelaide Thompson, who goes back towards Matos. Matos with another cross in, and Edwards' header goes wide. A decent chance and a good spell of play that from the hosts. They haven't had too many of those. Savasco wins her head up. Cooper. DeSantos brings it down. And that's good play from the Bulls, but that touch straight back into trouble. Free kick goes the way of the visitors though. Nice ball. And a good shot that's caught by Brianna Edwards. Isabella Coco DeCipio continuing to get those shots off reasonably regularly. Christopherson. And a throw will go for another throw. Higher up the field though this time for the hosts. Carastal to get a ball in. Of course, that one headed off the line for the Stingrays from the other side. Carastal short of the near post. Fall back to Carastal. Goes for a first-time ball in. Hooks gets the header. A couple of good chances now. That one forcing a save out of Mio Namoto in the Bulls' goal. Decent response to going behind, but still waiting for that goal. Hooks back to keep. Hooks finds Siobhan Edwards, who brings the ball down nicely and has a bit of space on this left-hand side. Thompson has dropped deep up. Edwards goes for a cross into the box. That comes to nothing, even though Adelaide Thompson had dropped off to provide a simpler option. With the Bulls now in midfield, DeSantos dispossessed, and Adelaide Thompson can pick it up wide. Giles has made an important interception and plays a good ball forwards. Here's Christopherson. So Christopherson and Thompson have swapped wings, at least for the time being. Well, set piece the way of the home side, and Silveska's last delivery caused significant problems for the Bulls. We'll wait to see whether that can be reproduced again here. Ball in, this time a little flatter. Hooks. Great save. There, it was Hooks' second shot, but Miyamoto was alive to it again. Be a corner on this side. And Hooks off the post. Well, she's getting closer and closer to the goal. That one bouncing onto the post. Attacking the ball well here is the Stingrays centre back. Bit of a change of set piece tactic for the Stingrays after their efforts to surround the goalkeeper. Namoto has just about caught that. Here's Caristel, wide for Thompson. Bit of momentum now for the host, but that's a misplaced pass to Santos. Carries on to Santos. Poppy Hooks will get round to defend that. Thompson. DeSantos wins out again. Nice pass forwards. Still with it here, the Bulls. Silveska. Melly will get a touch of the ball, and DeSantos, who's been impressive in that midfield so far. Another free kick. That ball's forwards, and it'll be a free kick the way of the Stingrays. Good pressing from the Stingrays, and do get the ball back here with Ferris. Nice turn and a ball into the channel, but Adelaide Thompson does get there. Wins out that battle with keep. Well, a couple of minutes of regular time left in this first half. Still 1-0 to the Bulls. From that set piece. But otherwise, the Stingrays have done well to respond. Poppy Hooks coming the closest off the post. Set pieces are appearing to be a way of effective attacking for both teams. That's a shot that's been caught. Hooks. Forward by Melly. What a touch that is. And Poppy Hooks comes across with some strong defending. De Lookmeyer played a lovely flick over the top. Hawks plays that ball forwards. Saveska's header, and Cooper will get a touch of the ball. Saveska. Here's Hooks for Giles, who's under pressure from Lookmeyer. Here's Matos. Into added time of this first half. Not sure how much of it there will be. Not too many stoppages. And that is half time here at Macedonia Park. Bulls FC Academy holding a 1-0 lead over the Stingrays. We'll be back in a little over 10 minutes time for the second half. Welcome back for the second half here at Macedonia Park. 1-0 to the Bulls FC Academy over the Stingrays. Chances fell both ways in that first half in what was a high intensity battle. But of course the Bulls do hold that narrow lead that would see them go ahead of their opponents if they went on to win. Martos with the throw in finds Edwards, whose touch gets away from her. Ball down the line. Ella Giles will have to chase this. Could run away for a goal kick, which it does. Hooks for keep down the line. Here's Thompson inside for Siobhan Edwards. Thompson gets a touch of it and plays Carastal. Cooper. Hooks again. Now DeSantos can take it forward. Lookmeyer trying to get a foot in there, but it'll stay with the home side as it falls back, though, the way of the Bulls. That'll roll behind for a goal kick. Siobhan Edwards gets a touch of the ball, but that'll go away. It's been a scrappy start to this second half. Neither side getting consistent control of the ball. Bulls with some possession. DeSantos pushes it wider. Chance here. It's the shot away, but Isabella Coco DeCipio unable to add to her tally, of course. Open the scoring from that set piece. Claudia Valletta's ball in. From the free kick is DeSantos. Cross in from Valletta, but no, the offside flag goes up against her. Pushed wide to this right-hand side. Naomi Academy still with it. Annabella Keep does well to retrieve that, and Hooks will be forced to clear it away. Brianna Edwards wants to punch that away. It'll be a corner. DeSantos comes across to take it again. DeSantos right under Edwards, and Gray's headed that over the bar. Good chance in the way of the Bulls as set pieces continue to prove a good way of scoring. Here's Hooks. Hooks for Giles. Here's Matos. Matos plays a good ball for Edwards. Edwards' first time. Christopherson couldn't get there. Edwards retrieves that and can come forwards. Silvestre back with Matos. Bit of space to cross this in. Cleared away at the first effort by Valletta. Isabella Coco DeCipio gets a touch of the ball and it's played down the line. Lookmeyer can't get control of that. And that's a free kick. And it will be a yellow card the way of Gray. Christopherson had escaped down the right-hand side before being pulled back by the central defender. Silvestre to take the free kick. Silvestre headed away by Gray. Here's Claudia Valletta. Silvestre's intercepted that. Cooper. Cooper for Christopherson, who's offside. Chance on the break there for the Bulls, but that ball is overhit. It will be a chase, though in saying that, it's going to go behind for a throw. Cooper spreads it wide for Matos, who has space to get forwards. Christopherson, that'll be a throw-in. Valletta's throw. Gray. Lookmeyer, a chance for Lookmeyer, who can get into the box here. Lookmeyer leaves the ball behind though. Valletta with a challenge on Christopherson. That'll be a free kick the way of the Stingrays. Ball's just a bounce holding on to possession. Nice turn from Gray. Tussle on this right-hand side. And what a shot that is that flies wide from the Bulls striker. Amber Lookmeyer. Would have been a spectacular goal if that had picked out the top corner. Substitution for the Bulls FC Academy. Daniela Naimi, who was involved readily in that first half, is withdrawn. Looks as if Avani Prakash will replace her. So a straight swap up front for the Bulls. Or at least in terms of their attacking team. It has seen a slight change of the positions of players. Prakash will play through the middle. Looks as if DeSantos has gone over to the right. And Isabella Coco DeCipio will play in that central forwards role. Slight rejig then for the away side as we approach the hour mark of this game. Keep for Cooper. Caristal, nice 1-2. Cooper carries on Cooper, and this is Silvesca now. Bit of space on the right if they can play it quickly. Hooks. That ball is a tricky one to control for Martos, and it goes away for a throw in. Here's Cooper for Giles. Giles finds Caristal. Caristal for Thompson on the left. And Edwards, well, a bit of a miscommunication, but they could get it back here through Christopherson. That ball played out to the right, but Martos had not taken up that more advanced position. Here's Gray. Lookmeyer battles with Hooks, and it'll be the ball for Hooks, who plays it forwards back to Gray. Christopherson gets a good challenge in. Throwing goes the way of the Bulls. Martos. Bit of a miss kick, but can carry on. Spins away for another Bulls throw in. Petra Phillips dispossessed, but Jasmine Melly can drive forwards. And that ball's fortunately fallen the way of Dos Santos. A cross in that's over the bar. Here's Giles. Neat feet from Valletta, who's tripped Christopherson. It's becoming rather competitive out there. A few more challenges being mistimed. That initial header's only fallen the way of Adelaide Thompson. Here's Edwards with a shot that lacks the power to really cause any damage. That'll be an easy one for the Bulls to play out from. Lookmeyer battling for it with Hooks, who wins out. Here's Keep. Keep carrying on, but gives it away. Barney Prakash finds it the way of Isabella Coco DeCipio. Back inside now with Petria Phillips. Wide for Dos Santos. Dos Santos back in for Phillips. That'll be a corner. Corner ball, Dos Santos. Had it on there, but it'll fall wide. Caristal can't find a teammate higher up the field. Giles nearly intercepts that, but there's still work to do for the Stingrays. Ball in, a header over the bar. Isabella Coco DeCipio. It was good work from substitute Lavani Prakash. Caristal. Phillips with a good tackle. In terms of options off the bench for the Stingrays, they do have Kayla Austin and Brooklyn Hudson as attacking options, Tara Cannon as well. So there are a few changes they can make the longer this game goes on, as we're about to go through the midway point of this second half. Still 1-0 down. Good win though. Here's Prakash. Phillips. Lookmeyer. Giles clears that. And back with Gray. Valletta's ball. Prakash. Good touch. Cleared away by Giles. Back with Valletta. Isabella Coco DeCipio. That ball in is, well, headed away by Matos. Well, midway through the second half now, and the Bulls still holding that lead. It was Claudia Valletta's ball in from a free kick that proved the most important point of this game, apart from, of course, Isabella Coco DeCipio's finish from that free kick. Yanamoto at the moment in goal, looks set to keep her 6th clean sheet of the season. Hasn't had too much work to do this afternoon. Of course, Stingrays coming closest after hitting the post through Poppy Hooks, who's had a few good chances from set pieces, at least in the first half. Back with Valletta. Isabella Coco DeCipio moves inside and almost found Phillips there, but Keep comes away with it. Edwards 1-2 with Keep, a bit of space and chance to break forwards now. Ball in for Siobhan Edwards, but that chance goes away. Nice pass. Bit of space on this left-hand side, but that's a heavy touch. Given away, though. Martos can come forwards. Silvesca. Gray's pass finds De Santos. Four goals for De Santos this season, including one last round against Spirit. Scoring into the top corner from a cutback. And it's been good today, particularly from those right-sided corners. That's a nice turn and a shot that flies wide. Isabella Coco de Scipio. Change for the Bulls. It'll be Patricia Phillips to come off, as is Lookmeyer. And another change as well. Sienna Silvesca coming off for the Stingrays. Lookmeyer was somewhat effective up front. Couldn't add to 7 goals this season. Did score against Spirit with a well-taken finish. And is now taking her leave with her team leading the game. Tamires Sosa is on, as is Jade Gutchen. They're the changes for the Bulls as we see Carastal go down up the field, and the other change for the Stingrays, Sienna Silvesca off, Tara Cannon is on. But they may be forced into another change quickly here. Not too many recognised midfielders on the field. Of course, Middleton already out. Thompson and Cooper, the more recognised options, but they have to slightly shuffle around if Carastal's unable to continue. Carastal looks as if she'll be able to continue. We'll have to wait and see. He's back jogging on that sideline. You'll think she'd be able to continue. Here's Souza. Melly. Tara Cannon comes on into this team for the Stingrays. Has mainly been used as a player off the bench this season. Playing off the left wing with Thompson coming into a more central role. Sousa down for the Bulls, only just came on. Well, Sousa, of course, had that unbelievable goal-scoring season a few seasons ago in 2022 with 43 goals, and has 5 this year as well. Coming off the bench, is jogging, which is a good sign that she'll be able to continue. Keep for Cannon. Cannon back to Keep. Anna Edwards can find Ella Giles. Martos sitting a lot higher now, so almost looks like it might be a 3 at the back system for the Stingrays in these final minutes as they chase a goal. Christopherson. Nice chop inside Christopherson, but Gray tackles well. Martos has fallen. Ball fell back to Martos, but that cross is cleared away. Edwards wins that header, and Cannon was fighting for that, and that's a penalty. Well, there were appeals for a handball, and it's been given. Lifeline the way of the Stingrays. It'll be Cara Stahl, of course. Siobhan Edwards recently missed a penalty a couple of rounds ago. And it will be Cara Stahl to step up. Alexia Carastal. Still questions over this. The Bulls players well, it will in fact be Siobhan Edwards to take it. Hasn't scored for the last 5 games, the striker. Opportunity to break that streak here. Edwards, and it's a good save. Well, did well to get down to that and make a really impressive save there. Mio Namoto to protect the clean sheet for now. Here come the Bulls the other way. Matos. Christopherson. Carastal with a shot. Plenty of power behind that, but Namoto makes the save, and well, it was an even more important one moments ago from the penalty. Here's Gray with the free kick. Well, they haven't created much, if anything, in the second half, the Stingrays, before that penalty. Edwards battling for it, but Sousa can find De Santos. Giles. Here's Melly down the line. Opportunity for the Bulls. Into the box, and that cross will go behind for a corner. Here's De Santos. That goes over the top. A bit of a waste, that. Well, a little over 6 minutes left, rather, for the Bulls to survive. That penalty scare could have made it interesting. Still, Stingrays committing numbers forwards. Edwards. Great pass out to Cannon on this left side. Cannon, that'll go behind for a corner. Style to come across and take this. Carastal gets that corner right into the danger area, but the Bulls can maybe break away. Pushed wide to the left. Gemma Ferris couldn't hold on to it. Christopherson. And that's a mishit effort. Gray will hook that clear. Pressure still on, though. Giles goes for a cross in, but Mamoto has caught that. 5 minutes to play. Wide into the left, but offside. We'll need some treatment here for Claudia Valletta, whose set piece was key to the winning goal as it stands. Giles. Down the line for Matos. Now back for Brianna Edwards. Cannon having to work back, but it's given away. Melly. Dos Santos can't hold on to it. Keep. Here's Sousa, and nice ball. Chance here for the Bulls. It's a shot saved by Brianna Edwards. Vani Prakash with that effort and been effective since coming off the bench. That's a caution the way of the Bulls coach for clear descent, which he's continuing there as we see a ball come into the box. Namoto has dropped it the way of Cooper. Good challenge from Gray. Here's Dos Santos. Dos Santos carries on, but nothing will come of that. Time running out for the Stingrays. Minute of regular time to play. Cooper. Caristal for Christopherson. Gray's dealt with that, who's been incredibly solid at the back. Chance here for the Bulls, but given away. It's a bit end-to-end now. Here's Christopherson. Good ball for Matos. However, she's offside. Cash gets a touch of the ball and, well, it's fallen the way of the Stingrays. Matos, Caristal, Christopherson could have been offside. Well, there's been a couple of stoppages in this game for various injuries and substitutions, which could indicate a little bit more time added on. Nice feet from Claudia Valletta, but able to find the pass through Ferris there as Christopherson looks to play this throw in long. Matos towards Hooks. Another throw in. The Stingrays working their way up the field. Caristal. Caristal. Interesting looping ball towards Siobhan Edwards, but comes to nothing. Into the second minute of additional time. Giles. Back for Brianna Edwards. Has to just hack that away. Claudia Valletta keeps it in. Down the line. Good ball. Isabella Coco DeCipio. Throw in the way of the Bulls. Right in the corner. They'll want to keep it here. Here's Sousa. Sousa trying to find that ball wide and does so. Keep. Good aggressive players. Sousa looks to play it forwards, but no Bulls player was making that run. Chance here. Into the left of the box, but a slip at the vital moment means Ella Giles can come away with the ball. Hooks. Is there another chance in it for the Stingrays? Here's Keep. Cannon is blocked. Keep with it again. Keep has lost out and, well, it's a free kick. Well, that's full time. A huge win for the Bulls FC Academy over the Stingrays. 1-0. It was a first half goal that proved the difference, but an important save from a penalty from Mio Namoto in goal in the second half was also pivotal in the victory. I've been Tim Gibson. Thank you for tuning in.
I got it, bro. I got it. I don't even know what I'm doing next week, but I know I'm working.
Yeah, I'm sure.